August baseball is upon us. Just to start off, can you just assess the Rangers season for us? How do you feel about things right now?
Well, it was an up season to start, and then there was the down moments. Right now, we're somewhat in the up moment. We're in a playoff chase with the trade deadline. You want me to?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, with the trade deadline, I really like what the Rangers did. They helped out their bullpen a lot. I would have loved for them to get one of the closers that's here right now with the Yankees. That didn't happen, but boy, if the Rangers make the playoffs, getting now Merrill Kelly as your number 3 starter, if you go, whether it's DeGrom or Evaldi or DeGrom games 1, game 2, and then you have Merrill Kelly game 3, you can bump Jack Leiter throwing 100 miles an hour back into the bullpen late in games if you need to. If the Rangers can make the playoffs, that's the tough part, is getting through these last 50 games and getting a good enough record to get into the playoffs. I think they're going to be one of those teams that teams are going to be scared to play because of the starting pitching and then because of how many guys have been clutch in the playoffs before that are still in this lineup.
And I was going through some of the game notes, and you might know this more better than I do, but just I believe for over 40 innings pitched, Danny has the best ERA of anyone in baseball for relievers. Just how significant can a guy like that be?
Very significant, especially with Coulomb. If you just think about big-time left-handed hitters in situations that you can bring him in and it's going to be lefty on lefty. Now, the other thing, too, is he kind of has reverse splits. He's good against lefties. He's great against righties. So you don't have to worry about if they bring in a righty off the bench. Let's just say you're playing the Yankees in a playoff game and Stanton isn't in the game and he comes in to pinch hit and Coulomb has to face him. You still feel really confident about that situation. So I think Coulomb was a great addition. You can use him in a playoff game. You can use him as early as the 4th inning. You can use him as late as the 8th or 9th inning and feel comfortable with it.
Well, yeah, no, I was going to ask you just kind of how do you think this shakes out between Danny, Phil, Robert, all the guys down there who have closed out games. Like, can a closer by committee work in the playoffs? Or how do you think it should go down?
It can work. You don't want it to be that way. You would love here in August and September for somebody to step up and establish themselves that they can get the last 3 outs. But I will go back to 23. I don't think anybody felt really confident about Spores pitching the 8th or 9th and Leclerc pitching the 9th. And for the most part, it worked out. It was not a known going into the playoffs that those guys would be your 2 guys, that they would get the job done most of the time. So you do have a similar situation. I will say this. I think you have more depth right now in your bullpen than you had in 2023. And the other thing that I'll throw out there is I do think Leiter could pitch late in playoff games because of throwing 100 miles an hour, having strikeout stuff. So I don't know where he would fit, but if you make the playoffs, I think Leiter can be a valuable weapon down there.
I like that. Is it too soon? Is Jock back?
I would say, speaking today, I would say it's too soon. That was a big home run in the 9th inning off of Williams. Let's see. Let's give it, where are we at? We're in August 5th right now. Let's give it to August 10th or August 15th, and you can ask me that question again.
I like that. Jacob DeGrom, just to see the season he's had, the comeback trail, all-star, just what has it been like for you to call his games this year?
It's been great that he's been available every 5th day. He's been your healthiest pitcher. Who would have ever thought that he'd have been your healthiest pitcher making every start? He's had a little bit of a hiccup. That's going to happen. Maybe he's going through a little bit of a dead arm situation on that West Coast trip. But I think he's still throwing the ball high 90s, getting close to touching 100. Let's see if he needs a start off or 2 here and there. But hopefully down the stretch, he's Jacob DeGrom and one of those untouchable guys where when he's on and he's hitting his locations, he can dominate any hitter in any situation.
Aaron Boone said yesterday that essentially this is the most competitive he's ever seen the AL in terms of just kind of everyone that's in the playoffs has a chance. Do you kind of, in the playoff mix, do you see it the same way? And is it anyone's race right now?
Yes. Now, I think it's very competitive, but it might be, in a way, the weakest the American League's ever been. If you start looking at the National League and you look at the Dodgers, I know they haven't had the best regular season. They're still having a good season. You look at the Mets. You look at the Phillies. You kind of look at the National League. You look at the way Chicago's playing and Milwaukee's playing. you might have the 5 best teams in baseball right now all in the National League. So what makes the American League really competitive is you have about 7 or 8 good teams. 6 of them are going to make the playoffs. Nobody's great. So anything can happen in the playoffs. There's no team that you're really scared of in the American League, where at times you've been really scared of, at times the Red Sox or the Yankees, further back. But right now, I don't think any team scares you. That's why I think the Rangers could scare teams the most in the playoffs because of DeGrom, Eovaldi, and Kelly.
I think that's a really good point as well. Just lastly on just Merrill Kelly, like how impressed, I know it's one start, but just like he's been pretty consistent for the past 2 or 3 seasons here. It's not just one start. It's one start for the Rangers, right?
Yeah.
So I guess, do you feel he's one of the more underappreciated pitchers in baseball from what you've seen, and just kind of what's your assessment of him as well?
Yeah, he can be. And here's the deal about playing for, at times, the Diamondbacks or the Rangers, is they're not a nationally they're not a team that's covered nationally very hard. Now, the Rangers have gotten on a lot more national games after winning the World Series. That Kelly is here, he's not considered like an ace guy. So those guys are always going to be undervalued. But when you watch him pitch, you see how valuable he can be. And the other thing, too, is here's where I love how these 3 guys fit together. Merrill Kelly throws the ball 92-93, throws a nasty changeup, cuts the ball, mixes all these things up. That's not Jacob DeGrom. Jacob DeGrom is around 100 with a nasty slider, mixes in a good changeup. Then you have Eovaldi, who just throws the kitchen sink at you, but he's a lot of fastball up, splitter down. And so they're 3 right-handed pitchers and 3 very different right-handed pitchers. So it's not like the next night you feel like, oh, we're facing another right-hander, similar stuff. They're 3 right-handers with very different ways of getting you out.
Mike, man, I really appreciate you breaking it down for us, man. Keep it going, man. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, brother.